quality is the word I was looking for that you'd expect from me, with bad angles and dual chins and all that malarkeys that we generally get. I know some people have posted already. Can I see them? Not at the moment, but I'll have a look on my phone. If you've got any questions, by all means, fire away, and I will answer anything you've got for me. Well, Jesus Christ, the lighting! I make myself sound look so damn weird. No, yeah, there we go. There we go. Hi Lee, how you doing, mate? So yes, so today I'm pretty much summing up what's happened. I'll start from the word go then, guys. Basically, if you see me doing this, it's because I've still got Solenopsis running around and I'm still policing them up. So, as some of you might know, might not know, from if you see my last video, hi guys, from my last video, that I got a glass outworld, drilled a hole in it, and I was going to, cheers antimatter. I've got a glass outworld, and well, it was actually a fish tank, and I was drilling holes in like malarkeys, and then I was going to connect it all up. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because I'm still going to do the video as I plan to do it. But obviously, now knowing what's occurred with everything, you know, you guys will see it in my videos. But on Friday, I spent about 8 hours because I alluded to my last video that I was going to empty out that large outworld, use that for my my Camponotus nicobarensis. Hey, Ants England. Use that for my Camponotus nicobarensis, and those 2 glass outworlds, I was going to use them for my Solenopsis. So I spent 8 hours emptying out the big outworld. I then also emptied out the Camponotus, cleaned the large outworld. Obviously, then emptied the Camponotus out of the glass ones, and then I moved it all over. That process took me Friday afternoon, evening, and then into yesterday morning, where I did spend another 4 hours connecting it all up. Now, this is the mistake I made, to be honest. I then, because I had a family get together at a camping trip, I then left for the night and came back. And to tell you the truth, I was really impressed with the setup I made for them. I generally thought I got on top of it. And some of the comments that I put in my last video about how I felt that, you know, I spent time and effort yet again on these ants to try and sort them out. And I thought I did a really good job of it. No, I didn't. I do regret it somewhat, Dan. I do regret getting this colony somewhat. So this morning, my wife was at home. She didn't come with us. Hey matey, Sty, how you doing, mate? Yeah, I've been spent off. So I got a message off my wife in the morning, this morning, saying that she's seen some ants in the kitchen. Went upstairs into my cave to have a look to see what the situation was, and she sent me a picture of Solenopsis everywhere. Now, I was disappointed because I made so much effort into connecting it all up. And I can show you what I've done, to be honest, just so you guys know. So that outworld was up in the corner. I'll show you that now. So I've reorganized all of this nest area. Yeah, I reorganized all this nest area. That was the S5. I actually hot glued all around it to stop them getting out from that as well. I spent all the time doing that yesterday. Then I've got the old Gen 2 S3 there. Yet again, hot glued it so they couldn't get out. Hence why there's no tape around any of them anymore. I then got large tubing, as you can just see, it goes around the back, and it goes all the way up here where I used one of those glass outworlds. They're actually purpose made for ants. They're from the ant store, the same as that one there. So I thought they'd be fine. I didn't think they'll be able to get out of it. I put a barrier up. It was all hunky-dory when I left yesterday afternoon. But yeah. Anyway, so then I've got the tubing that goes all the way around along here, all the way down, and it went up to here, sorry. So it went up there, and that was where that glass outworld was, up there. Currently I've moved them all off. That colony's been wiped out by the Solenopsis. That's the Sayes Outworld. But because I've disconnected the test tube because they got in there and destroyed my Sayes. Yeah, so they've all cleaned off most of that. Most of those ants have been moved at the moment because they've been attacked. Yeah, so I was as pleased as punch, really, because I thought that it was a really cool setup. I thought that, right, I've got on top of this now. It's all squared away. I don't need to worry too much about them getting out. And I was as happy as pig and poo, to be fair. Boy, was I wrong. So then they got out. So what they actually did is that I don't think it took them very long to get past the barrier. And then what happened was, I know, tell me about it. Then what happened, as you can see here, as I flip it around, that these are some of the ones that squished when I had to take the lid off to try and put a barrier around this just to stop them getting out, because I'll get into focus. Jesus. There we go. Yeah, so to put a mineral water barrier around to stop them getting out there. I don't know, because I thought that was quite flush and they couldn't get out of it, but clearly they did. And they were out everywhere, as you see in the picture. So if you see in the pictures that I put on Instagram and stuff like that, the video is they were everywhere. They'd used the tubing that I'd made to get access to the whole room. Yeah, I need to choose fire. I think they are all in my terrarium, and there's still a lot of them in my terrarium. They got through the gaps in the glass on the top. Hey, for me, Tech. They got through the glass on the top, and they got in there. And I've only seen once of my Polyrhacus dives. Now, with my Polyrhacus, because the Outworld's got so many wood lice and stuff like that, I put their food directly on top of the nest or the nesting area. And unfortunately, that attracted the Solenopsis. So the Solenopsis got into their nest, and I've only seen one sad looking worker that just sat there and didn't move. So I think the dives have been wiped out. So that's casualty number one. As I alluded to a second ago, they got into the nest that's still up on the shelf. To be fair, that colony was on its way out anyway. It recently lost its queen. It was a colony of Lagus niger, and there were still quite a few workers, but they've all gone. They've taken them all, cut them up. They made little piles around the outwall, which I've already hoovered up when I just got the hoover and started hoovering them all up. So yes, so they got into them and annihilated that colony. I also noticed there was a lot of interest around my Camponotus paresis colony, and I went into emergency measures to prevent that. Now, what has happened with them is that they're actually in the my 3D printed nest, which was for Camponotus, and they were attached to an Antboy UK Outworld, and I think that kind of saved them, to be fair, the Outworld, because they could get through the hydration gaps that was in my 3D printed net. I'll tell you what, I'll show you, just bear with me a second. As you can see, actually, they've moved. The Outworld is dry as a bone, but they've moved brood. As you can see down here, they've moved the brood in there. The majority of the colonies in there now. And if you look here, they've pretty much abandoned this nest, to be honest. I've not seen the queen. I've not seen the queens at all. I don't think she's dead because there's just so many of them. I think she would have been a priority to protect. There's another bit of brood there. Now, as you can see here, I know the quality's pants, but as you can see here, there's some dead workers. So they definitely got in. They were definitely fighting. And if we look down here, you can't really see it with this, but there's hundreds of little dead Solenopsis along here as well. We've got loads of dead Solenopsis. So they actually did put up quite the fight, to be fair, and they seem to have defended themselves. But if you look at that worker there, I think it's still got one attached to it. It's got a head attached to its antenna. Can you see that? Wow, that's got a Solenopsis head attached to its antenna. So you can tell this was quite the battleground. Al, thanks for supporting me, Lee. Wow, that's crazy. To be fair, that is crazy. Yeah. So I think this Outworld, even though I don't particularly like it because I can't film very well in it, but it seemed to have stopped the Solenopsis getting in here, because that's what's happened with the other ones. I'll go into that in a second. How will you keep them in your freezer? I'm going to talk about that in a second, to be honest, matey. Yes, so like I said, I don't particularly like this. I'm trying to read the comments as well. I don't particularly like this setup, this set Outworld, but just because it's curved. But I'll give it its dues. It is sealed pretty tight, and the Solenopsis couldn't get in there and attack the Conley from both sides. Yes, my Formica tank. Yeah, that's they got into the Formicas as well. So that's the situation with Paresis at the moment. So yeah, it's pretty upsetting. I'm upset. My Paresis, I've loved them for ages. I've had them for ages, sorry, and I do love keeping them. They're one of the most challenging species that I've had when it's come to actually getting them founded and getting them established and getting them to grow. And if you go back to my playlist with them, you'll know what I'm talking about. The leaf cutters, I'll go on to them in a second as well. So yes, so to have them be attacked like this, it really upsets me, because I don't kill ants. If the queen dies, I will still feed that colony until the last worker dies, because I've cared for them, I look after them. I don't. Another Solenopsis running around. So I'm not. Jesus, another Solenopsis. So I was really upset by that, but obviously, what happened to my Campanota Sei is far more upsetting. Let me get her out, world. So this was their Outworld that I was using, and yet again, it's an Antboy one. It's an elite nest. Now I don't use these with small species because they can get in and out of them fairly easy. And what happened is the Solenopsis got in through the Outworld and got into the test tube. Now, my Sei had a good number of workers. I'm not sure how many she had. I'm going to guesstimate and say about 10 workers. And when I found them, she had one left. They'd dismantled the rest and carted them off. Yet again, you can see that they put up a fight because there's some dead Solenopsis in there. As you can see there, let me just get the test tube out. Now you notice I've not reconnected that, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Now, there we go. So this is her now. She's got the one worker. She was, when I found them, when the Solenopsis was still attacking them, what the worker had done, it was protecting the brood, and the queen had moved herself into a defensive position just here and was defending off the Solenopsis. So it was like literally got down to the queen, and she was the last line of defense for them. As you can see here, by the time I pulled it out, there was some of the dead Solenopsis yet again that got into the test tube. Luckily, they didn't get hold of a brood. I'm trying to get this into focus for you guys. They didn't get hold of, if they did get hold of much of the brood, they didn't get all of it. So I think, I'm hoping, and I say this generally, I'm hoping that she will be fine. Sorry, my elbow just clipped. Yeah, well done, her, matey. I'm really disappointed because she's a great looking queen. They are a fast growing American Campanota species, and these were gifted to me by Ants HQ as well, which doesn't mean that it puts any less value on it for me, because it doesn't. I know they were a free gift to me from Ants HQ for doing a video for them, but I still care very much for my ants, and I very much love my ants. And to see, yeah, fingers crossed that she recovers, to see that this has happened to her. Now, fair play, she put up a hell of a fight. She was like the last line of defense, and she was sat there fighting them off. Now, obviously, I didn't spend much time watching it and filming that, because I won't be filming that, because I want to save my ants. I don't want to sit there and go, oh, footage. This will be great for my channel. That's not my style. I disconnected her very quickly, as quick as I could, quick as I noticed that they got in there, and I put the cotton wool in the end of it. Yeah, she was a brave queen, Tessa. So I was very obviously I'm worried about her at the moment, and I need to get to settle her back down. I'm going to pop some food in the test tube. There are still Solenopsis running about. Granted, the majority of them have been hoovered up or policed up. I've got one of these all singing fancy dancy Dyson cordless hoovers, which is great, but it lasts all of 5 minutes before the battery dies. So I've in between of sucking them up with a hoover, I've then been going around with the cotton wool and then popping them into the outworld still. I don't know how many I've lost again, but I'd say the majority of the colony was outside. Yeah, I'm looking at doing something like that. I'm rambling, to be fair, but I'm going to talk about that with you guys in a bit. Where's a cotton wool? Bloody, I've lost my dabber. Where's my cotton? So, like I said, the paresis are definitely shaken up. They're not going back into my nest at the moment. I'm confident that they can stay in this room because I'm confident that they'll be able to fight the remaining Solenopsis off. They put up a hell of a fight, to be fair, my paresis. So I'm keeping them in the outworld in this room at the moment. But I've got 3 other test tube Connollys, which also had a fight on their hands. And I'll move on to them now. Right, this was a species that I've not put on my channel yet, but as you can see from their outworld, yet again it's another Ant Boy one. I'm looking at the wrong one. There we go. So this is another Ant Boy one. This was my Limperda, I think it's pronounced, and that is what's left of some of the workers. They dismantled them. We're in the process of taking them out. So when I found them, so bearing in mind, I've had rotten luck with European Campanota species, and this was actually gifted to me by one of my Patreon supporters, and they were doing really, really well, surprisingly well, to be honest. I was shocked and amazed about how well they actually did. My Solenopsis Connolly, I would say a safe estimate. They were probably around at the time of escaping 30 to 50,000 in strength. It was a big old Connolly. So yes, so what I'm saying, yes. As you can see here, you've got antennae and stuff from the Limperdas. You've got some casualties of the Solenopsis as well. So obviously, yet again, they got him through that outward and put up one hell of a fight. But let me see if I can find her. But she survived, to be honest, and the workers did well. There we go. If you look at this test tube, it's absolutely littered. But I've lost about half the workers. That's not good luck. Sorry, guys. Look at that. They must have absolutely fought their little hearts out. And that looks like a Solenopsis major in the center of the screen there as well that they've taken out. And this is just in the test tube. They must have Tuesday. They must have absolutely put up a massive fight. To be fair, like I said, she's lost half the workers. They haven't took a big as hit as the Sei, but equally, I was so pleased with Connolly. She's still got a good lot of brood. It looks like it defended the brood off, but look at the carnage that had happened in there. They must have fought their little hearts out. To be fair, they must have literally looks like most of the fighting occurred in the test tube. So I'd argue that they'd took a defensive position and fought their little socks off. So she's not a major concern for mine. I think she'll be fine. But yeah. Right. This is my Camponotus just a hood day by me happy. I'm not sure which outworld they had, but all the other two outworlds that are left have still got dead Solenopsis workers in there. So I'll be talking about what Tessa. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing with Solenopsis later on in a minute. So if you like to hold on, I will move on to that. So my Camponotus I can't remember the name now. Sambinus or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. She has not fared too badly. There were Camponotus in there. There was Camponotus in both the two main outwards. I can't remember which one she was in. So they had a fight again. I haven't noticed. Why am I looking like that and not getting you guys to look? Oops. Sorry about that, guys. I just knocked Instagram on. San Sabinus, that's it, mate. And there's another look at my nostrils. Hope you enjoyed. So she looks like she's done all right. To be fair, the workers seem okay. She's a bit timid at the moment. Looks like there's if you look right in this, if I could point to it just there, it looks like a Solenopsis worker in there. So they looks like they've piled up their dead. And there's some more Solenopsis dead there as well. So obviously these guys fought there for their little hearts as well, and they managed to pull it out of the bag. So thank goodness for that. She is an absolutely gorgeous queen, and the workers look great. And finally, with the other test tube colony that suffered quite badly, was my Feds, my Fekistan Camponotus Fedist. It's something, I call them Feds because you know what I'm like when I come to try and pronounce things, I suck at it. But yet again, another nostril shot. Hope you enjoyed. That's my phone. There we go. She's done okay. She's not too bad. To be honest, she's yet again a load of dead Solenopsis workers in there again. So they had a good old fight in there as well. I haven't massively noticed she's lost a load of workers, but if you notice, there's no young brood in there. No eggs anyway. Fecus koi, something like that. But yeah, she's put up a massive fight again, and they've put up a massive fight, I should say. But she's doing okay. I think she'll be fine, to be honest. Koi, yeah, Feds are really pretty. Yeah, they are, matey. I actually got them from AntCon. It was sorry to hear that, Ants England. It was the free species that I got from AntCon. Now, yet again, because they're free, doesn't disvalue how much I feel about my ants, because I care for all of my ants. I even care for my Solenopsis, and I've done everything I can with them. I believe I can. But like I said, we'll go more into that later on. Now, luckily, even though they were in the centre of the absolute cake and arse party, which was the Solenopsis escape, my leafcutter ants seemed to be relatively unscathed. They were Solenopsis getting into their outworld again, the older outworld, the prototype one, because it's warped at the top. You will see them in a second, mate. I'll show you my Camponotus nicobranchus in a minute. So they do get in there, but from what I can tell, I'll get you guys to have a quick look. Let me move these outworlds. Get another look at my nostrils. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, again, as I say in my videos, my colony is not the best. Woo. So yeah, he's a bit dirty in there, to be fair. But yeah, they don't seem overly stressed. They don't seem overly concerned about anything. I can't see. Sorry about the quality here, guys. It's my iPad. I can't see any evidence that there's been any kind of fights or anything like that. So I think that she's doing okay, but look how much my fungus has died back. I don't know why. I've tried everything. The only thing I can think of is maybe the setup isn't balanced anymore. But yeah, I'll probably go into that in a future video. So my leaf cutters, they've done okay. Your Mesobarbaras, I'll talk about them in a second as well, because they were at the forefront of the attack as well. But I think that those ones were the champs. They managed to fight them off and obviously put up one hell of a fight. Excuse me. Obviously, put what a hell of a fight, and they survived to a fashion. I'm very concerned about this. Say hibernation is coming up soon. Will she have enough workers to get through the winter with enough storage and stuff? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to avoid hibernating them, to be fair, because from my experience, when I've not hibernated species, they've generally done really badly the following season. So, but what I'm going to do is obviously probably keep it at a slightly warmer temperature than what I normally would to hibernate my species. So there is some activity there, so they'll still feed and stuff like that. And that's my aim with them, to put them into hibernation, but not as cold, so they'll still feed, so they can keep the strength up over winter, but will not necessarily lay brood or anything like that. So that's the plan for them. Right. Somebody asked about my. I think they're the 3 colonies I've lost. Oh no. Bear with me, guys. This is quite the battle scene. Oh my word. Yeah, this isn't good. So, this is my Camponotus. I've upside down read that. I don't know how you pronounce it. Often I can't get my words out, but look there. There's still some Solenopsis running around in there as well. I'm not overly concerned because the queen's dead. They've wiped out the colony, to be honest. Just look at that. They've absolutely destroyed them. And if we look in as well, I think, looking at it, that worker's dead as well. It looks like there's a Solenopsis clamped onto her as well. Oh yeah, she's dead. Or Ventoris, yeah. Yeah, there is brood there, but I don't know how they got inside. I'm guessing that this wasn't secure. Let me zoom out. Sorry, I'm guessing this wasn't secure enough, and they managed to wiggle the ways in. Yeah, they were gorgeous, and they were doing really well as well. They were doing well, but yeah, they've absolutely annihilated them. There's not a lot else I can do really. There's a lot of dead Solenopsis in there as well, so they didn't go out easily, as it were. But yeah, it's that's the last colony that I lost. I don't know how they got in, to be fair. I'm not entirely sure. The only thing I can think of is they got him through the top. But that colony is, yeah, that worker's definitely dead. So completely wiped out. So they're the 3 colonies that I've lost, which is a bit upsetting. I'm getting a bit emotional about this now, which is upsetting. So yeah, at the moment my meat ants are okay. They couldn't get into that setup. They were attached to the Saturn nest and a Wakushi Gen 3 cork nest, and they're fine. They don't seem to disturb at all. There was 1 or 2 Solenopsis that were cutting around in there, but generally speaking, the colony was fine. I've moved them into my wife's lady cave at the moment because there was no Solenopsis in there just to keep them out of the way. That's where these test tubes have been until just before the recording, so I didn't run off to the room to get them. My Pheidolinodes, yet again, were okay. They were right next to the outworld that was escaping, and as well as the one of my Lagus Nigers Conleys. They were right next to the outworld that escaped. They got completely wiped out, finished off, gone. But I don't think they could get into the Pheidolinoda setup. But I also know they live side by side in nature anyway, so they might have a good defense against them. I don't know, but I didn't notice them getting in there. And having a look round, the Pheidolinodas are absolutely happy as normal. So they're so they're fine. That's cool. The saves on that shelf as well, and they obviously were under probably the longest onslaught, but managed to fight them off. Just got to them in the nick of time to stop them finishing them off. So that's a good thing. To be fair, really surprising. I've got some shield ants. I can never think of the Latin name. I don't feature them on my channel, so I don't go to look to the Latin name because they're just so uninteresting. Totally uninteresting. They don't do nothing. They're just so slow. But they're one of my passive species, and yet they had the exact same outworlds that these have got, and yet they fought the Solenopsis off, or the Solenopsis didn't get in there. But they're fine. Now they've got that outworld attached to a Venus nest, so yeah, that's it, mate. Attached to the Venus nest, so they were fine inside the test tubes, and the Venus nest is fairly sealed anyway, so I don't think they got into that at all. I might just show you, it's easier. Do you know what I haven't checked, actually? I haven't checked my Lagus flavius. No, I didn't think they would either, Sid. These guys are fine. These are my Camponotus. No, they're not Camponotus at all. They're my Mesobarbarus. They're absolutely aggressive machines anyway, but if they don't think they got in there, if they did, I know this is disgusting. But I'm waiting for Sid, actually, because I think I've ordered a new outworld for these. Sid, did I order a new outworld off you? Or did I just get the leaf cutter outworld? I can't remember. I need to get a new outworld for these. But saying that, though, I think I'm going to have some new outworlds soon for them. I've not checked these, actually, at all. I completely forgot because the top of the shelf seemed to be doing okay. These are my Lagus flavius. Oh. Yep, they're fine. So she's fine. And I did order them, that's good. Yeah, both my Flavius Connollys are fine. That's good. Shipping tomorrow, hopefully. Good, mate. I could ideally need them before I go away next week. Oh, that's me. This is my Lagus, one of my Lagus Niger Connollys. They seem fine. They've not been stressed at all. In fact, there's another one there, little bastard. These are my Mesominor Spirium, and they are Spirius. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, these were fine. They were all over this, but as you can tell, there's still some cutting around about. There's one over there as well. But yeah, they didn't get into the outworld to attack them, so they're fine. Yeah, I think that's about it. So that is pretty much the damage to my Connollys. I'm not sure what else I've got next door off the top of my head. I've got those really, really cool, funny bulbous head ants that I don't show on my channel again because they're not really interesting to film. I can't think what they're called off the top of my head either, but they're fine. They never leave the test tube anyway, but they've got some big ass majors, so I'm sure they would have been fine anyway, but they didn't seem to get into their outworld either, so they were fine as well, but I moved them over there because that was a big hub of Tylanus, that's it. There was a big hub of activity from the Solenopsis over there as well. So yeah, so they're fine as well. I think my meat ants are still next door. I think that's it now. Yeah, that's them, Sid. So that's my Connolly. Now I am putting it to you guys. I am getting rid of this Connolly. That's it. This is the last straw. I think I'm an experienced ant keeper. I think that I'm not the best ant keeper in the world. I would never call myself an expert. Boringness. Cheers, mate. Yeah, not the best out in the world or anything like that. But I can't do it anymore. I can't. I literally put my heart and soul into them this weekend to try and sort them out and get them squared away. But I can't keep up with them anymore. They're too much. They're too much effort. Effort's the wrong word. They're too much. And now because they have gotten out and actually infested and killed 3 of my Connollys, I am time to say goodbye. I've cleaning them up today. Wasn't overly difficult like it was before, because I just got the big Hoover out and took no quarters. And when the Hoover was recharging, then I went around with a cotton wool and flipped them into the outworld. I wasn't doing that to save them, because I'd made my mind up already. I was doing that because I needed to still clean them up and save all the Connollys to stop them any more getting assaulted. I didn't do my Nicobrensis, did I? No, it's not worth the risk. Just because somebody asked, I didn't show them. This is my Nicobrensis at the moment. As you can see, they are in the super huge Wakushi outworld, which I think was the S7 off the top of my head, S6 or 7, I can't remember now. But they're in there now, and they're as happy as pig and shit, really. They're fine and dandy. This is just a mess, because when I was S6, thank you. When I was transferring stuff over, I just picked up these logs and put them in there. I am going to sort that out to make it a bit more presentable. At the moment, I was just dealing with it short term, but they're fine. They didn't seem to get into that nest, and they didn't seem to get into them up there. And my Mesa Arenaris, I don't think they even realised anything was going on, so they were fine. So my Arenaris are fine, so that's good. It was a prototype, yeah. So yeah, but that's fine for them. They're happy in there. But what I will do is obviously get some more outworlds for them. I vote for freezing. Well, this is the point I was going to say to you guys. I am getting rid of them. I can't do it anymore. My wife was less than impressed. She's been an absolute patience of a saint when it comes to these particular species, or my ants anyway. So goes to the S7. So yeah, so I was reading the comments there. So basically what I'm saying is, if anybody out there wants this Connolly, by all means, let me know. I will seal off the nests. You'll have to come collect them, obviously. I'll seal off the nests. You can take the 3 nests with you. And the outworld, whatever's in the outworld is tough because I want the outworlds, and they'll just end up getting killed. Failing that, if nobody expresses any interest to me by Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going Friday, so Thursday they're going in the freezer. I'm very sad to say that I have never ever purposefully killed a Connolly before, and I don't want to start doing that now. But literally, there is nothing else I can do. I am going away for 2 weeks, and my wife is going to have to look after my ants. And if these get out while she's looking after them, she will not be able to resolve the issue or anything like that. So I will keep them as they are for now, apart from that glass outwall, which I'm not reconnected, because I'm not reconnecting that. I'm just going to let them die. I can't fit all the outworlds into the freezer either, because I'm just using my camping one that goes down to -20. So I am, like I said, I'm going to put them in the freezer. If anyone's interested and wants the Connolly, by all means message me, but you have to be quick, and you're going to have to collect them before the end of this week, because otherwise they're getting frozen. I'm in Leicestershire, in case anybody's wondering. You want the Solenopsis, Sid? Are you joking me? Wow. All right, mate. You can have them. I've got no idea where you're living, and I'm working all week. But yeah, if you want them, mate, you can have them. By all means, knock yourself out. That would be a good idea, mate. If you want, you can take the whole setup with you, with the outworlds and everything, if you're going to come collect them. Because obviously you can replace these for me if need be. But I won't be any rush for them. So Sid, if you want them, by all means, mate, you can have them. Yeah, I'll drop you a DM, mate. Crack on. You're absolutely crazy. But yeah, good luck. So problem solved. My Solenopsis. They're gone. It's sad, to be fair, because I did actually enjoy keeping them at one point. It got to the point of stupidity where they're getting out constantly, and it was an absolute nightmare for me. So yeah, that's it. And there's nothing more to say or do about the whole matter. I've lost 3 Conleys at the expense of these little bastards. And if you can make an outworld that can contain these, Sid, by all means, knock yourself out, mate. I wish you the best of luck. I'm half tempted to start a little hashtag saying to ban these from ant keeping, because as I said before, I'm not inexperienced. I'm not inexperienced of ant keeping in any shape or form, but these were beyond me now. They got too big. They got the size doesn't matter. The size of coin doesn't matter. It was the point that they're always looking to escape. And it was at the point of where I couldn't cope anymore, where they were getting out every day, little trickles at points, but they were getting out every day, and I needed something. I needed to do something about it, so I did. Unfortunately, I have. But yeah, so if you guys have got any more questions for me or not, let me know. I know that PJ wants to jump on to the chat, so if he wants to jump on, you can ask me of any questions of me if you've got any, guys. I'm more than happy to answer. If you think what I've done is bad, by all means tell me it's bad. If you think what I've done is good, or you think I've done my best effort, tell me, let me know. If there's something you would have done differently, please do. You'll have to keep them in a different room, Sid, because if these get out, mate, plus don't forget the sting. And it feels like a stinging nettle when you're getting stung as well. So I'd probably put about, if you can, have do that ant powder stuff you get from Wilco's, which stops ants coming in your house. It dries out their exoskeletons. So if you put that around the outworld, the setup, it should stop them getting out anywhere else. This was something I was thinking about when I was traveling home after being told from camping, after being told by my wife that I'd gotten out everywhere. So these are some of the measures you can put in place. PJ, if you want to jump on chat, you can do, mate. Knock yourself out. I don't know. I'm sure they'll tell you in a second. It takes a bit. There's a bit of a lag anyway, mate. So I won't worry about it too much. Yeah, I did my best shot, Code. Cheers for that, mate. The final straw was losing Conleys, to be fair. Really was for me. I think that's what's tipped me over the edge. Yes, and it can also keep up with the ever expanding side of it. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear PJ? Okay. I don't think. Not sure if they can. No, it doesn't look like they can hear you. No, they can't hear you, mate. We'll give up on that one then. No worries then. It was worth a try, mate. So yeah, guys. No, you can't hear him. It was worth a try. I tried to do it via Discord because I've gone on live on this one. Yeah, they do float on water. You've got to be really mindful of that, to be fair. But then saying that, somebody said that they put washing up liquid in water as a barrier around ants, and because the washing up liquid breaks the surface tension, then they just sink basically. But with the amount of Solenopsis that you've got, mate, you'll probably find that they'll just sink and make a mound of dead Solenopsis and then walk over that. It kind of reminds me of the scene out of Game of Thrones and the Battle of Winterfell, where all the whites were just throwing themselves on the fire to make ramps so all the rest could get through it. I can imagine the Solenopsis doing that. But yes, Sid, I'll let you know about getting these off me, mate. Good luck. But that's it, guys. Nobody's got any questions for me. I'm not going to sit here and talk pointlessly. So thank you for watching. I totally appreciate you guys giving me time and effort. I appreciate that you all came on to talk, listen to me, explain what had gone on today and stuff. I am still going to bring out my videos as planned because I've got all the footage of putting it all together. And obviously I'm going to lead into the what's happened today. So you are going to know what's happened, but it's just going to be from a slightly different perspective of me filming it and my points of view and stuff like that. What's next is a good question. I won't lie, and ramblings. I have a decided distaste at the moment for small species. Now, the only other really small species of ants I've got left, apart from maybe Malagus nigers, is my my Phodolinodes. Now, they haven't been no trouble at all. So yeah, yes, my dives are going to grow well. And to tell you the truth, do you know this piping that I showed you earlier? All this stuff. Let go focus. There you go. All this and all this and all this. I'm leaving now. The reason for that is because I know that Asian marauders like to marauder. You won't need anything with your diverser. Yeah. So they like to maraud, obviously. So I'm going to let me show you them. To be fair, I actually put them next door, so bear with me 2 seconds while I go get them because they're doing all right. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't think. I completely forgot that I had these next door. Right there. These are my Diversicon. Oof, sorry. Eey, what an ugly guy. These are my Diversiconly. As you can tell, they need a new outworld anyway. What I'm going to do is when I get the replacement for that one, I'm going to clean it out and attach that to this for now. But if we look, I've actually ordered a new nest for these as well because they are doing grand, as you can tell. Bye, Sadie. Yeah, they're doing really well, and they're about full this anyway. Yeah, they did, haven't they? I've not really featured them. I might do a video on them when I get back from my travelling. There's a big unit. Look at that major there. Right, before bumping into. Oh, the Queen's turning around. Yeah, so they're doing fine. I need a new nest for them. I ordered one off of Wakushi about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and unfortunately, I'm still waiting for the delivery. But he's posted this week, as you see him saying chat. So hopefully, I'll get be able to let them expand. But what I'm thinking of doing is potentially, anyway, is if the Solenopsis had gone. Yeah, I know, mate. So that's why I've asked for the new Outworld. But yes, sorry. What was I saying? Yeah, so I'm going to keep all that tube in there because I thought, you know what, that would be absolutely great for these guys because they like to travel around and meander around. And it was my plan to have them meandering around the room anyway. And now I've pretty much got a set up that covers half the room. Why get rid of it? So I'm going to leave the tube in there for them. And then once the Solenopsis are all gone, yeah, cool things, Coleman. Yeah, Macalenus. What on earth that species? Camponotus, isn't it? Can't think. Yeah, so the setup's already there, so they're gonna then adopt that once the Solenopsis are gone. But realistically speaking, I can't keep them anymore. Sid's gonna have them, which is great, or whatever. I need to talk the logistics through with him because I'm working overtime at work as well. Which is another point I need to make before I go, even though I said I was going a minute ago, but I'm still here talking. I am very sorry to you guys that I have not been very active on social media. I have not been very active on my channel. I'm posting one video a week. I missed last weekend's as well, and I'm likely to miss the next 2 weekends because real life's just getting really, really super busy. It's the time of year where everything's going on with the family and stuff like that. So a lot of people have been asking how I am. I am fine. I'm just struggling with time, and my Solenopsis were taking up a lot of my free time as well because I was trying to constantly sort out their escapes. Every day they're getting out. Get some hypes, mate. Yeah, could do. There's not enough content on him at all. You're right. Hypes do look really cool. If you've got any suggestions for any of the Conleys, by all means, post them, message me and stuff like that, because I'm obviously going to need a new species to fill my gap that I'm going to have in my Solenopsis going. Goodbye, guys. I hate you very much. No, they don't take much space. But yeah, so that's it, guys. I am going now. I swearsies, I'm going. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking out, and thank you for not being overly critical of me. I know some people are always critical of me, regardless of what I do, if it's good or bad. And you guys have been pretty cool, so I appreciate all your help, guys. And by all means, thanks very much. Yes, thanks, Antimatter. I tried my best with them, but they're just too much now. They're just too much. if I could serve as anyone in 21, it is learn from my experience. I even got to the point of cockiness when I first got them, where I thought, well, I don't understand what all this is all about. But when they get to that size, when they just want to get out, they will get out, and they'll get out through any means possible. So, yeah, it's been great, guys. I am going to go. Please don't hate me too much. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. But bye for now.